in Europe, I'm an action star. In America, I'm a black actor. So you take a film to Europe and call it Black Cobra, they don't see it as a black film or a black star playing the part. So I took this character to Europe. All of my Black Cobras were made in Rome, Spain. My market in Europe is 10 times bigger than my market in the States, because in America, I'm a black actor. In Europe, I'm an action star.
What up, guys? Welcome to the New Jersey HorrorCon Q&A stage. Thank you so much for coming down so early on a Sunday. I have the distinct privilege of sitting here with an absolute legend, an icon that I've worshipped my entire life.
Oh.
Make some noise for Fred the Hammer Williamson. Come on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time. You are such a hero to me. Have been since I was a little boy. How does one go from being an NFL star to a film career?
Well, I mean, first of all, when you do things that makes you the most happiest, the things that you achieve satisfaction with, I never wanted to be a football player. I never wanted to be a movie star. I just took advantage of things and opportunities that were presented to me and made full use of them. And that's my life story, and that's my lifestyle. I just take advantage of things that are offered to me and go at it full-heartedly and at 110%. So either you accomplish them or you don't, and you move on to something else.
Well, every time I've seen you on the screen, you've given 110%, and it would be a 110% a crime to not ask about Black Caesar. Any memories from that?
Black Caesar was I've always been a favorite of gangster movies. I think Edward G. Robinson was probably the best gangster that I ever seen on TV and on the movies. And so I was emulating Edward G. Robinson, a guy that was tough and mean, but had a heart of gold. He would help the little ladies across the street, or he would buy flowers from somebody off the street and take them and give them to his girl. He had a heart of gold, but underneath that, he was a real tough guy, and that's what I wanted to do. You just can't be one-dimensional and just be a tough guy. You got to make people like you and understand you and give you all the qualities that you need to just be a human being, not just be a tough person, but also just be a human being.
I love it. So I also absolutely have to ask about one of my favorite film series, the incredible Black Cobra series. Any stories from that would just absolutely make my life.
Well, first of all, my notoriety in Europe is 10 times bigger than it is in America. Because in Europe, I'm an action star. In America, I'm a black actor. So you take a film to Europe and call it Black Cobra, they don't see it as a black film or a black star playing the part. So I took this character to Europe. All of my Black Cobras were made in Rome, Spain. My market in Europe is 10 times bigger than my market in the States, because in America, I'm a black actor. In Europe, I'm an action star. So that's why I took it there.
Well, I must be European, because you've always been an action star to me, sir. The best. So another one I have to ask about, of course, Delta Force Commando. Any memories from that?
Delta Force Commando is the same thing. You take that kind of film and you do it in Europe, and it's bigger, it has an impact as a film featuring two major stars rather than a black star and a white star. So most of my films now, I'm shooting in Europe because I don't, is John Wayne a white actor or a black actor? Is Eastwood a white actor or a black actor? They never ask that question in Europe, but in America, that's the first thing it asks. Is it a black film? Is it a black exploitation film? What the hell is a black exploitation film? I don't understand it. Everybody's getting paid. Everybody is going away happy. So who the hell is being exploited? It's a terminology presented by the white mass here. And that's terrible. That's bad for any upcoming black actor trying to get rid of the stigma.
Very true. Yeah. So I want to ask about directing 3 Days to Kill. Any memories there?
3 Days to a Kill. You bring your friends. You bring people that you know you're going to have a good time with, not just make a movie, but have a good time with, have a good life and think the same way and have a good fun after you're shooting and before you're shooting. So it was just me putting together a bunch of friends and let's see what we can do. It was a good time had by all.
That's awesome. So I would be very incredibly remiss if I didn't bring up Original Gangsters, because this movie I was just obsessed with. I think I rented the VHS probably enough times I could have bought the film rights at this point. Any memories from Original Gangsters?
Well, again, here is a group of actors that are well known by everybody, black and white. So I try to put a story together. I wrote it to bring everybody into the film. Jim Brown, Roundtree, Pam Grier, to put everybody in the film and gave them their opportunity to do whatever character that they're known for. I didn't take anybody out of character. Jim Brown beats up people. Pam Grier walks around looking cute. Roundtree poses and talks, and I'm like the butterfly. I fly around between them, to make it all work, to make it all be one cohesive film. And that was my idea, to let everybody do their own character, so that when people go to see their fan in a movie, they're not disappointed by what they see. They see them do things that they are noted for doing and what they like to see them do, and that was the whole purpose of me doing the film.
Well, I gotta say, it is still one of my all-time favorites to this day. I mean, that's the movie that made me discover Richard Roundtree and made me go down that, made me discover Pam Grier,
Yeah.
So I just absolutely love that movie. And of course, it would be an absolute crime as well to be here with Robert Kurtzman and not ask about From Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn was a film that I had to make a decision to make, because when in my career, when I do a film, my contract reads, you can't kill me in a movie, and I have to win all my fights. I keep my image up that way. That's what I do. I don't do funny. I don't sing. I don't dance. At least not on film. So when Quentin offered me this part and I read it and I see that the guy dies at the end, I said, Quentin, I can't do this film. There's no way. He said, well, we have to find a way that you die but not killed by a mortal human being. I said, okay, let's do that. And that's when they decided to have this guy bite me, turn me into one of these big ugly things, and then I could die. But no human or no mortal person could kill the hammer.
Oh man, I love that. That's incredible. So I do want to, let the audience give a chance for you guys to jump in here if anyone has questions. Everyone gets shy on a Sunday morning.
Well, they're all asleep.
They're all asleep still. Okay, we do have a question. Yeah. I'll repeat it. Yeah, come to the mic.
Is this okay?
Yeah.
Sure? Okay. Fred, thank you for coming to Atlantic City. Thank you for coming to the con. You are a true gentleman. What was it like working with Larry Cohen back in those early 70s days?
Working with Larry Cohen or any other person with the same mentality that Larry has in letting you be your own creator. You hire me because of what I bring to the screen and what I bring to the character. Don't explain the character to me. Let me explain the character to you. So he gave me, as an actor, that freedom. That's the sign of a very good director. He doesn't tell you what to do because he hires you already knowing what you're capable of doing. And so all you have to do is give him that part of your personality to the character, and then both of you become successful.
And what would be, back in those days, what would be your fondest memory back then?
My fondest memory of Larry Cohen?
Well, not just Larry, but the business back then. What?
That's way too broad of a question, dog.
Okay.
You got to be a little more particular than that, because I've done so many movies, and I only do movies that I like. I don't do movies only for the money. It has to be something that I like and am proud of doing. So Larry Cohen gave me that opportunity to do that. I mean, that's the sign of a best director. Doesn't tell you what the character is. He waits for you to give you your interpretation of that character. And that's the sign of a great director.
Thank you.
Great question. So I'll get one more. Oh, do we have one here? All right.
So we all know in entertainment, what can go wrong will go wrong. Is there a memory of something that went wrong on set, just caused all kinds of problems? But of course you powered through it, but something that sticks out in your mind.
If I'm directing a movie, you will never know that, because usually a big mistake turns out to be better than the original idea anyway. So all you have to do is be intelligent enough to accept that and keep moving on to the next thing, because sometimes mistakes are very good. Missed dialogue, a mishit, a fall down in a chair, breaking a window that it's not supposed to break. All of that stuff works if you don't acknowledge at the time that it's a mistake. So it's like me directing an actor. I use multiple cameras. I use 3 cameras. And I tell each actor, if you make a mistake, just keep going, because I'll come back and pick you up. But if you break your character, you just messed up three camera shots. So if you make a mistake, just keep going. And I'll come back and I'll pick you up, or use somebody else's close-up to cover your mistake.
That is awesome. Quick follow-up, who is the most fun to direct when you were when you were directing films?
Probably Enzo Castellari. Did a lot of Italian movies, and Enzo would come to me and I would say, what do you want me to do in this scene? And he would say, invent something. Now that gives me a lot of leeway to do a lot of things when somebody tells me invent something, because every actor thinks he's the most creative individual in the world anyway. So you don't want to give me that kind of freedom unless you really mean it, and he meant it. So my performances in Italy are, I'm happy with all of them.
Awesome.
So I'll do one more and then I'll let you get back to your table. Arliss was a staple of 90s cable in my house, so any memories from doing Arliss?
Arliss?
Yeah.
I don't remember Arliss. What was it?
Remember Arliss, the HBO show?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, since you don't remember that one.
Arliss. What does Arliss do? What did I do at Arliss?
Arliss, maybe it's on your IMDb, so I thought maybe I missed that episode, but I apologize if
What was the episode? What was the show?
It was about a sports agent on HBO. What was the guy's name who's from Batman? Robert Wool, yeah.
No, man, I've done 80 movies, TV shows way back in the memory bank.
Don't feel bad. I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
I don't feel bad. That's way back in the memory bank, man. You know how many guys I've beat up in shots since Arliss?
True. All right, well, this is also going back into the 90s a little bit, but because I religiously watched UPN, any memories of doing the Jamie Foxx show?
Yeah, I mean, again, they give me the freedom, because you can't, when I'm working with comics, you can't be a comic if that's not your thing. So I play against the comedy, which makes it more funny. I don't try to be funny, because that's not part of my character or part of my image. As long as I keep my image and maintain my image, whatever they do makes what I do even more funny. So I don't challenge their comedy style. I bring my style, which makes their comedy style even more funny.
I love it. That's beautiful and a great place to end. So guys, be sure to come to Fred's table, get some pictures, get some autographs. I know he has a lot more stories to tell you, and make some noise for the legendary and iconic Fred the Hammer Williamson. Ow!
This is Bo Billingsley, and you're watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like and subscribe, but more importantly, have fun and follow your fandom.